Heads up, you might want to check the volume before you watch this one. And wait till the end to see my immediate reactions to all the Montreal goals. Hit that subscribe button if you're liking this content.
Wake me up! Wake us up! Are we dreaming right now? It's us against the refs, against the NHL, against the world, baby! Josh Anderson is the hero. The Habs defeat the Vegas Golden Knights 3-2, another overtime win. And Corey Perry, after getting his nose absolutely destroyed, is out there bloodied and battered, celebrating with the boys. Let's go! Woo! Yeah! What a win! And I hope to God the big media networks aren't going to turn this into luck. We all know that to have the perfect cup run, you need luck. But you know what you also need? Perseverance. And that's something this team has fought with all season. Adversity, step after step after step. And today, again, some more with their head coach, Dom Ducharme, who has been a key so far in this run, going down with a positive COVID test. And the boys find a way to rally. Oh my God, this is incredible. A 2-1 lead when we easily could have been down with the... I love you all. This has been an absolute treat, and it's going to continue to be that way. The ghosts of the Montreal form are with us. This is amazing. Let's get into this game here. In the first period, oh my God, the Vegas Golden Knights absolutely dominated possession, tons of shots on goal. I think we ended the first period with about 2 or 3 shots on net. Now, granted, not a lot of high danger scoring chances. However, lots of pucks in the slot and point shots, just saves that Carey really had to fight off to make, and he did it. We'll get into Carey tonight. The guy was an absolute stud. As usual, stole a game, but he needed his team in front of him tonight as well, and they delivered. So the first period, Vegas, kudos to them, and quick shout-outs to Nicolas Roy, the Quebecois native, filling in the first-line role for Chandler Stevenson, who is currently out with an upper body injury. Doing very well in that role. In the second period, he actually scores the first goal for the Vegas Golden Knights after an Eric Staal giveaway. This was a brutal one, and Stahl's having a fantastic run here in the postseason. But this one was rough. Now, granted, this play that he made, he tried to make anyway, is something the Habs have been doing a good portion of this playoffs. Quickly getting it to the supporting forward or defenseman in the slot to then quickly move the puck up the ice. But in this instance, he just didn't have his head up, and he didn't realize that his support was beat to that area by Nicolas Roy, and kudos to him for reading that play and anticipating it and putting himself in a position to be able to get the shot on net and beat Carey Price, who just wasn't expecting a shot that quick after his teammate picked it up behind the net. So rough play there for Eric Staal. It's 1-0, but what a response from the boys, especially my man Nick Suzuki. He is low-key an absolute unit, a beast. He got absolutely crushed in the neutral zone by Braden McNabb. What a hit, by the way. Oh man, I love a big hit, and that certainly was one. Thankfully, Nick Suzuki was okay, and then he manages to make a clutch play just a few shifts after that, starting with a big block on Nick Holden, then quickly moving the puck through the neutral zone, passing it to Cole Caulfield, who streaks in on a breakaway, and the kid has a knack for finding the back of the net, and he does it right here. What a beauty goal for Cole Caulfield, and strong response after going down 1-0 by the Montreal Canadiens. But again, this period, it was mostly Vegas. Again, we barely had any attempts on net. Now, mind you, the ones we did have were fairly high danger looks. Cole Caulfield had another chance, to Foley a look as well. But nonetheless, Vegas owned most of those, the first and second period. Price having to make some big saves. Again, we'll get into that. We go into the third. Pietrangelo makes it 2-1 for Vegas. And I mean, if we had lost this game, I wouldn't have been surprised to see people dogging Carey Price for not making the save on a clean look, directly in front of him. But the thing is, you got to give credit to shooters in the NHL, especially one like Alex Pietrangelo. And a really nice heads up give and go play through the neutral zone between him and Max Pacioretty to allow Pietrangelo to have space at just enough to walk into this shot and get a ton of weight behind it and laser it, not only with some strength, but pinpoint accuracy below the elbow and just over the pad of Carey Price. So credit to the shooter on this goal. Now, some pushes here and there for the Montreal Canadiens for the rest of this third period, but Vegas did a really good job defending in front of Marc-Andre Fleury. But then, unfortunately, for the Vegas Golden Knights, it's Fleury who has the awful gaff behind his net, tries to play the puck, maybe a little bit too confident with it at the end of the game, after he has been stellar for them playing the puck so far in this series. But in this case, it just didn't work out for them. And these things kind of happen sometimes when you play the puck as often as Fleury has been. I mean, we've seen this happen to Price over the years. Just, a little mistake that doesn't go your way. I mean, that's a really, really rough one for Marc-Andre Fleury here. But big credit to Shea Weber, first of all, for getting the puck north-south up the ice. Josh Anderson for negating the icing, getting his stick on it in the neutral zone, and then immediately going to the scoring area in front of the net to be the guy who cashes in on Fleury's mistake into the empty net. Oh my God! The ghosts of the form. And shout out to the long list of legends in attendance at the Bell Center who got to witness that tying goal and what eventually happened in overtime, something that a lot of them are quite familiar with. Well, this is when we kind of turned the tides and took the momentum in this game after we tied it up, and then in overtime. What a solid overtime period for the Montreal Canadiens, clogging the neutral zone. I don't think the Knights had a single chance really in that OT. And on the other side of the ice, Armia had a good look alone on Fleury. Corey Perry made a nice play to get it to Toffoli, who had a good look, but it's Josh Anderson who is the hero after Kotkaniemi picks it up in the neutral zone, flicks it towards Anderson, who has the peace of mind and the hand-eye to knock it out of midair and manage to stay onside. This was a very, very close one. But he does it, and Paul Byron, more awareness, picks up that puck as soon as it hits the ice, and Paulie B, he just always finds a way to be involved in some of the biggest goals for this Montreal Canadiens team, and he does it here. He knew Josh Anderson would be streaking with them ready to finish, and he found him for another empty net chance, and the OT winner, the fourth in this playoff run for the Montreal Canadiens. Woo! What a win! Oh my God, I still can't believe this happened. Now some stats on the night. Montreal gets heavily outshot 45-27, but in that latter half, especially late in the third in overtime, we piled a lot of shots towards Marc-Andre Fleury. It could have been that the Vegas Golden Knights gassed themselves out trying to beat Carey Price, who made 43 of 45 saves for a .956 save percentage on the night. For one, the save, the 2-on-1, Pacioretty and Tuck, was an absolute beauty. East-west, the amount of space he had to cover there to get his pad on it. Oh, it's unbelievable what this guy does back there in the crease, backing this team up when they make their odd mistakes, or maybe not so odd mistakes. Another physical game. Montreal again wins the battle when it comes to the checks, but kudos to the Vegas for getting some big ones, specifically Braden McNabb. This guy's an absolute train. He had the one on Suzuki we already mentioned. He absolutely laid out Arturi Lehkonen as well. But on the HABS side, shout out to Paul Byron again. 9 hits on the night. He's a small guy, but he loves to get involved physically on the forecheck, and he is no stranger to laying the body. Montreal 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. They only got 2 calls compared to Vegas's 4. Now, the officiating, and you guys know I make it a point not to talk about officials too often, but it's hard to ignore what's going on here. And I'm glad we won this game so I can talk about it after a win. First and foremost, I love that the Habs, for the most part, aren't allowing this to get themselves down and instead using it as motivation. I don't know how in God's name the call on Corey Perry late gets missed. Not only that, there's numerous examples. Earlier in the game, Perry got high stick that got missed. There was a trip on Lehkonen that led to a Vegas Golden Knights breakaway that got missed. Thankfully, Carey Price made a massive save there, 5-hole on Alex Tuck. I mean, it's hard to ignore. It is very hard to ignore, and it's not only Habs fans saying this. We essentially have hockey fans throughout the entire league and media members as well that cover all the teams on our side, and that is rare. Gary Bettman was in attendance tonight at the Bell Center, and I hope he has the gall to straighten this out because it is absolutely atrocious what is going on for these Vegas Golden Knights in terms of being favored by the officials. Either let the boys play or make the calls. You can't have a different strategy for each team. The boarding call on Armia, for example, a one-arm push from the side and you're going to call that boarding? That's easily one you can let go, considering the plethora of calls you let go for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's one thing that you can spend $500 million and buy yourself a Stanley Cup contending team. Now, granted, kudos to Vegas's management, pro scouting, amateur scouting for doing the best with the hands that they were dealt and building the team that they have. However, if you're going to allow an expansion team to come into the league as a cup contender, at least officiate them fairly, please. Come on now. I understand you need these franchises to thrive right off the bat, but put them on the same playing field as everyone else. They're already not involved in this upcoming expansion draft. What else do they need? Really? I mean, it's getting old, and I don't want to go on and on too much about it. One thing, though, I love hearing the boos raining down on these officials. It's been way too long since hearing that. And in general, the energy in the Bell Center was absolutely fantastic tonight. And again, I also appreciate that Montreal's coaching and management is taking the high road when it comes to the officials as well. They're not saying anything. So, the league, please give them credit for that and do the jobs yourselves. It's just flabbergasting. Now, with the ref seemingly against us, thankfully, the Montreal Canadiens penalty kill is getting the job done. Boxing out the offense from the Vegas Golden Knights, keeping them the perimeter, and then, of course, Carey Price. Again, you can't say his name enough. The just what he's doing out there is special. It really is, and it's a treat to watch. But as good as Carey's been on the penalty kill, you gotta give credit to the two-way forwards on this team. That's always been a big strength of the Montreal Canadiens, as well as the big physical defenseman on the back end. At forward, Phil Deneau leading the way at center, Nick Suzuki right behind him. Then on the wings, Lehkonen, Armia, Paul Byron, extremely strong penalty killers. And then the defensemen Weber, Sherratt, Joel Evanson getting the job done. But most importantly, all these guys are playing as a unit. Montreal just barely loses the face-off battle tonight, 51 to 49%. So big ups to the Vegas Golden Knights centers getting the job done in that regard, especially with Chandler Stevenson out, who usually does a lot of heavy lifting in the dot for them. Now on the Montreal Canadiens side, shout out to Phil Deneau, who went 78%. The rest of Montreal centers struggled, but Phil was there to win big draws for us all night, like he always is. Vegas with 21 blocks on the night. Montreal with 20. Both teams, again, sacrificing the body. Love seeing that in the playoffs. Montreal, shout out to Jeff Petrie with 5 and Nick Suzuki with 4, playing at center. Very, very strong two-way play from Nick. And one of them, like we mentioned, led to the Cole Caulfield breakaway goal. Oh, that's about it, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. Get in on the discussion down in the comments. And if you like this content, hit that like and subscribe button. And you can find me on Twitter at Scotian Canadian. What is happening? What is happening right now? Go Habs, go, baby! Woo! Yeah! What a goal, Cole! Great play by Suzuki. What a response. Oh my God. Let's go. Yeah! What a play! The ghost of the former alive, baby!